I couldn't figure out what to upload, and I'm just I'm gonna be moving some stuff here in the background while I talk about this story. I just decided to tell a funny story because I haven't done a my life stories in a while. Maybe I should just do them more often. I really should, honestly. I like doing them. This story is about this stupid dog. So my great grandmother, here's what she looks like. That's me with her. She passed away a few years ago, and when she was starting to get old into her old age, my grandparents decided to have her live with them because she was getting so old, and they just couldn't afford to put her in a home. And so she had this cat. I forgot the cat's name. I never was familiar with the cat anyways. She loved cats. She had all kinds of cat figurines and just cat stuff everywhere. And she had this cat, and she never let it out of her room because she was afraid to let people touch it. She was very so that cat became very nasty. It was antisocial. You couldn't even pet it, otherwise it'd try to maul your eyes out. So my grandma at the time got rid of her, and she felt bad, but it was just like, that thing is too nasty. Can't have this thing living here. So then her dog Pippi, who sadly passed away last year, and that's quite sad. She was pretty old, so it was her time. She was about 16 years old, close to that, and so she took this dog, Pippi, and bred him to sell the puppies, and Molly was one of them, and she just was she was just the most beautiful dog, but she was nasty. Nobody wanted her. Everybody looked at her and they said, "Oh, cute, I want her." And then they tried to get her, and she wouldn't let them touch her, and she was just a weird animal. And one family actually stayed for an hour. This is my grandma's words, trying to get that dog, and it just wouldn't come around. And so they just left without the dog, and they took one of the other puppies. So Molly's the last one, and my great-grandmother really liked this dog. So they called her Molly, and she lived with them, and with Pippi, which, I think that worked out pretty okay. My grandpa and I hate that dog. We just think it's just the weirdest, just pathetic, stupid animal. We don't go out of our way to be mean to her. We're not jerks like that, but we don't like that dog. We do not care for that dog, though. We are not fans. And so my great-grandmother, I used to go over there and sit with my great-grandmother because since she was getting up in her age, she kind of forgot what was going on, and she needs someone to remind her, okay, they're coming back, this is what's going on. So I had to constantly be there and I just sit there on the weekends, watch movies while they go out, and I make sure she's okay, just kind of babysit her in a way. And this dog was very, very so I'd go over there and I'd get movies, and we sit and watch movies, right? And I would try to pet her dog, and she would always go, "Don't do that. You're scaring her." She would always tell me that. And so it was just the weirdest dog. She was weird. She's a big fat thing, because my great-grandmother, every time she ate, she would take little pieces of her food and feed it to the dog. And it always cracked me up, because that dog that thing was so overweight. And my grandma used to feed them their dogs more than they do, and they stopped doing that as much. Like, they didn't feed them people food; they fed them just dog food. She fed them her actual people food, and so she was a big fat animal, and it was hilarious, stupid little animal. And so, my great grandmother, she was about 95 when she passed away, so she was pretty old. She lived through the Great Depression and all kinds of things. Her parents actually moved here from Holland and things like that. Maybe I'll just do a video on my great-grandmother at some point, but this is just the stupid dog story. So Molly, So we were at my great grandmother's funeral, and my cousin told this story. He said that his most painful memory with her was kind of a weird story to tell at a funeral, but he went over, her dog would not start barking, and we all hate that when she barks because it's not like a bark, it's like it sounds like that. It's just horrible. Like, shut up. And she just starts shaking like and she acts like she's gonna pee herself. Like, stop. So sometimes we'll just kind of like smack her a little bit, like, stop it, and then she'll stop. And so we did. My cousin went up to her one day and did it. He smacked her, and my great grandmother pulls him in, says, "Come here," and grabs her purse. Wham! Hits him in the face, and he goes, and she goes, "You didn't like that, did you?" It's like, "No." "Well, don't touch my dog." So she just never let anybody touch her stupid dog. And so it just became even weirder than it already was. So my grandparents always said that they're going to put her down after she passed away, because honestly, just nobody wants that thing around. It's kind of mean to say, but they didn't have a heart to do it. So I agree. I wouldn't have the heart to do it. I don't like Molly, but I'm not going to be mean to her and put her, sentence her to death because I don't like her. Golly. So so that stupid dog, still lives with them, and I try to be nice to her and try to help her. Like, they have one dog that would kind of fight with her. She stopped doing that, thankfully, but so we try to have her live here, and she tried to bite one of my sister's friends, so we just like, she can't live here if she's gonna act like that. And she just was weird. She seemed happier here, but she was kind of just nasty too at the same time. I don't know. And so I was taking her for walks over at my grandparents because I was staying there for a while. And we were walking, and my friend Parker, his mom, had their dog Rhodey. He's a border collie, and he's a big dog. He goes up and sniffs her. And up in her butthole, like, she was like, I don't like that. And so she was trying to run away. So I started going back with her, and the dog was far away from her at this point, like nowhere near her. And she's running down the street like she's trying to get away, but he's like way down the street. So I couldn't figure out, she was kind of being dumb. So I took her back. And by the time, she's a fat dog, so doing that, she was like, so I snapped this picture, like, right at the right moment. I wish I could show you the picture, but unfortunately I can't, and, because I don't know how to edit that into a video, but her face was like, it was the dumbest picture. So me and my grandpa always liked to tease that dog, so I said, "Grandpa, look at this picture I took. It's so cute." And he laughed so hard that he told me to send it to him. And we sent it back and forth. And just over like the span of like 4 months, we have sent this photo like a total of like, I think 50 times or more, because we hate that dog so much. And we have so much to make fun of her about. Like, one day I said, "Happy birthday." She's so excited she can't keep her tongue in her mouth because it's just a nasty picture of her sticking her tongue out her mouth. We always talk about how in the picture it looks like her ears are like devil horns. So we always are like, it's Satan. And one day, over the summer, I was babysitting their dogs for them, and I said, I text my grandpa. I said, "Bad news, your house burnt down. And everything was gone, but the good news is your Molly's in perfect health." And he said, "I want you to kill that dog." And I said, "It's really hard to kill a demon." And he texted me back. He said, "Get a Catholic priest, a gay one. He'll do the job." I don't know why he said that, but it was just the stupidest thing. And so he just, I just said, "Will do." And so, yeah, that dog. And so one day I was getting to the dump because that's our favorite thing. Me and my grandpa have three things that we like to do: make fun of that stupid dog, go for car rides and listen to the Beatles music, or talk politics. Those are the three things that we do. That's it. Maybe we'll talk about movies sometimes. Mostly politics, stupid dog, and Beatles. That's it. So, and I'm when he's going to the dump, it's like I'm going with you because we just sit and talk and then we get lunch and that's what we do. Because that's just our men thing. We go to the dump. It's for the men. Women wouldn't understand. Sorry if you're a woman, I'm being sexist to you, but I'm a very sexist guy, so you're gonna have to put up with that. I'm just kidding, but so it's always funny to me because we just I looked at him and I said, that stupid dog. There's just too much fun to be had out of making fun of her. And I laughed, so he laughed so hard because it's true. We send that picture back and forth. I just told him, I hope you feel better, and I sent him that picture again with some stupid caption because that's what we do. It's just hilarious. I think we're going to be doing that till he's on his deathbed, honestly, that stupid picture. And I have other stupid pictures of him. I have one where she's laying on her side and she's got different colored eyes. For Christmas, she hates that dog so much that we snapped a picture of her. And it looked evil. She had glowing red eyes. And we framed it and gave it to him for his birthday. And so he took that picture and he put it in my great-grandmother's room. And she kept this ugly picture of her stupid dog in her room. And she liked it. I don't get how she loved such a weird animal so much. But I'm glad she did because someone has to love pathetic animals like that. Just someone does. And that's my favorite, that's just my favorite little story of my life pretty much is that stupid dog and that stupid picture. If I ever find a way to make posts with pictures, I'm going to post that picture and you guys can see that picture because it is hilarious. If I started Instagram, I would post it there for you guys to see, but it is just hilarious. I mean, it is one of the funniest pictures I've ever taken. It's just so stupid of a picture. And it's weird because if I just, in a weird parallel universe, if I just snapped my camera a second less, the picture wouldn't have been as funny and it would have been ruined. Because she had her tongue out right at the right moment, her ears up just at the correct position, that if I had snapped that picture at any other time, it would not have turned out as funny and as good. I'm not even kidding. It is the funniest thing I've ever done in my life. Funniest thing I've ever done.